Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 22 of Europa Universalis IV as Barat, because no longer do I have to try and say that other name that was really causing some problems. So we've managed to vassalize another one province minor. That has now given our vassal a border with Jaipur. So if we do attack Jaipur, we should hopefully be able to go and take some of their territory from them and feed it to our vassal. Now it looks like Jaipur is actually in another war with Nepal, and Nepal is actually getting kicked around quite a lot here, and they haven't called me into their war, which I actually find quite strange. Let's go ahead and take the admin and the extra base tax for the additional money. So what I'm trying to do is get into a position where we can go and attack Jaipur and do it successfully. I don't like the fact that they've got Yarkand, Kashmir and Nagwa all involved. So a lot of people to be fighting, really. Now who's involved in this this other war that's going on? So they're actually in a jihad. We could possibly go and attack them, but I don't think I really want to. Just casually scanning around the map, trying to find somebody that we could take on safely. Afghanistan and Jaipur. So Jaipur are busy, so if we went to declare war here, Jaipur would still come in at the moment. Malwa would still not come in because they have the royal marriage. Jaipur might just well be too busy. There we go. We actually have a call to arms. Nepal has finally called us in. So let's have a look then. Jaipur has called us in so that we can come to their aid in the Shu conquest. Alright, so somebody else has declared on them. I'm going to go and say yes. I'm not necessarily going to get... Right, we've failed to recover our manpower. Of course we have. No mission selected. I'm not going to select one. What I am going to do is I'm going to go and put my army maintenance back down. And I'm going to go and turn my forts off. Because I don't actually think I'm going to be attacked in this war. I'm with them in spirit only here. I'm not actually getting involved. Jaipur are actually having to fight Nepal's pretender rebels, which I think is fantastic. Yeah, it looks like Nepal's actually getting attacked from over in this direction. Nepal isn't going to be a lot of use to us in the future. I really shouldn't have re-accepted that royal marriage. It's just not going to work out for us. And that, unfortunately, is going to mean that Nepal is going to be absolutely no use whatsoever against Jaipur. So if I was to go ahead and try and attack Nagwa right now, I'd probably be fighting their armies, Jaipur's armies. Where is... who were they allied with again? Afghanistan and Jaipur. That is literally it. Sindh are allied with Malwa and Yarkand. Yarkand is the big nation up there. I don't know how many troops they've got because I didn't check. It would be nice to try and grab something from Sindh. A little bit worried about Afghanistan. Do we have CB on you? Yeah, we actually do. We've got CB to capture Delhi from you, though we wouldn't be able to core it, so that's a little bit pointless. Nepal's opinion of us changed by -50. Lose Diplo power or lose prestige. Let their relationship change, because I don't think I'm going to get involved in any more wars with them anyway. I would like to get some of these loans paid off. So let's go ahead and repay at least one of our loans. The more loans we get paid, the less inflation we're going to have, the less money we're going to be paying back in interest each month, and then we'll be able to sort of build up our troops. What are we like on force limits, actually? We're getting close to our actual force limit. We can only have another 6 troops, which we may well do down here in this group. I think I will leave those mercenaries for the time being, just while there is a potential of us being attacked. You guys don't have a cannon. I think you should have at least one. And... we'll give you a proper front row as well. You're not going to be a massive army, but you will probably do the trick. What about naval force limit? We can have quite a few more ships, actually. We should really consider getting a lot more lights, but I do want to try and get some of these debts paid off. So we can get our Diplotech. We should definitely go ahead and do that. We're still behind time. And we also want to try and go ahead and get our tech as well. Oh, I've just noticed that Shun is starting to try and move in on us here. So let's go ahead and we will activate all of our forts. And we will put up our army maintenance. They might well try moving into that fort. I mean, they're not really the problem for me. These ships don't need to be at home because I don't think there's any enemy fleets down here. hopefully, yeah, they're sort of trying to come towards me down here. It looks like we might end up just losing that one unit, which is a little bit of a shame. Looks like they are actually thinking about moving in. Let's go and get these guys just to move down here. We want to try and move away from those guys. What have we got going on here? Yeah, I think we'll just gain the 2 prestige. We should get out of there in time. I just want to make sure that I get all of my morale back to full. Once we're at full morale, we will be okay. Cede Chanda to Bharat. And Chanda's opinion of us would be changed by -70. Or Bharat loses their claim on Chanda. We'll just lose our claim because we'll integrate them at some point anyway. So these guys are going to go and sit up there, are they? Well, that is fine, but we will wait until we've actually got full maintenance on everybody. Let's start moving in. We'll be going in first with the mercenaries. They can be the ones to take the damage. We're going to have a river crossing whichever direction we go in from. So let's go in with you, and then you guys are going to be the backup. We should be able to win that fight nice and easily. I was hoping not to get involved in here because I didn't really want to lose any manpower, but I think that apart from being a stack wipe, it was mainly the mercenaries that were getting the work done there. So let's go ahead and take the admin tech. We're still not ahead of time, but this is all stuff that needs doing. We can get another idea group. We probably want to get an admin idea, really. Humanist ideas could be very, very good for us. Economic ideas could be very, very good for us. National tax modifier is good. Reduced build cost. Reduced inflation. Land maintenance modifier reduction could be useful. Increased production efficiency. I normally go humanist, but I'm very, very tempted at the moment to go for economic ideas. And I think that's what I actually will. I don't normally go economic. And I'm just trying to mix things up a little bit and not just take the same old ideas every single time I play. Just want to do something a little bit different. So that's what we will go for. In terms of our force limit now, we are still a unit down. Let us just go and grab ourselves... Do we want to get another infantry in here? Yeah, we'll get another infantry, and then we'll sort of see if we can rebalance these armies a little bit. So we did lose a little bit of manpower there. Not an awful lot. We only lost 102, so that's not too much of a problem at all. Military, we could go and finish quality ideas. We probably should. An extra 10% artillery combat ability, and that now gives us plus 5% discipline. So that makes us quite a bit stronger. We are a little bit behind now on military tech. Actually, no, we're still on time. So we might be able to sort things out there. These guys coming down here and attacking my vassal, which I'm not particularly pleased about. I think we can go and jump in there. I don't necessarily think we need all of the army, so we'll just be using mainly the mercenaries to get that done. Let's get you guys back over here. Any new missions to pick yet? No, there's still just that one awful mission that I don't really need. See, Jarkand has been sieged, but we can go ahead and take that back if we need to. Well, at least we're involved in a war here, even if it's not necessarily the war that I wanted to be involved in, because it's not a particularly useful war. But we're involved in a war nonetheless. So who is involved in this war on both sides? Just Shu and Shun. There are new people involved in this. And mostly it's Nepal and myself plus my vassals. But I'm not going to benefit from this war. There's nothing that I'm going to get, which is why I don't really want to spend too much of my own manpower actually dealing with it. I've just got better things to be doing, to be quite honest. So we'll try and save up enough money to pay off one more loan, and then we'll probably build a few more trade vessels in order to try and get a little bit of additional coinage back. Let's go ahead and just move these guys up here. These guys are trying to run siege, but they don't have enough to do so. We have lost our general, which is very, very unfortunate. Let's go and see, first of all, how many we're allowed to have. We're allowed to have 2 free leaders. At the moment, we don't even have 1. So let's go and grab a leader over here. We'll recruit a general. He's a 220. He's not great, but he's not terrible either. Let's move you to the coast so we don't get any more attrition. And we'll put another general on this stack while we're here. So we'll grab another general, and we get ourselves one that has 4 maneuver and 1 siege, but is pretty much useless at everything else. Fantastic. So we just want to go and take this back, and yeah, I'm just going to mostly ignore this war and just try and recover my manpower and my armies if I can. And yeah, how much do we need to pay off another loan? That's the next important thing to consider. So our next loan is going to be 270 ducats. So we've only got three loans left. So it's not too bad. We should be able to pay them off quite soon. And then we'll build some more transport ships, hopefully then get ourselves some more income. I'm guessing, well, we can't annex a vassal while we're at war anyway. We've got the happiness, but the problem is we've probably got negative diplomatic reputation, which indeed we have, so we won't be able to annex anybody straight away. It's a little bit of a shame. So we'll just take that back and then we'll sort of back off. Nepal are probably going to lose that war because I'm not really going to help them, but there's not an awful lot I can do. As we're having to deal with wars anyway, let's just keep having a look around and see if there's anyone that we do actually need to deal with. So again, you're allied with Jaipur and Afghanistan. If I were to declare a war over here, Jaipur would still come in to help you, which I find really annoying. Malwa and Yarkand would still come in to help you. If I declared war against... Now, that one could be useful. If we declared war directly against Jaipur, we'd have to fight Nagwar, Kashmir, and Yarkand. Kashmir, I think, are quite small. Let's just have a look at the ledger again. Where are we? We want Kashmir. Kashmir only have 6,000 men, so they're not a problem. Yarkand have 21,000, which is a little bit more of a problem. Jaipur, are they still busy in the war? No, they're not at war any longer. They finished their war with Nepal. So we couldn't even really jump in on the back of that and do anything. What about Kashmir? Do we have a CB on Kashmir? Indeed we do. We could actually declare war on Kashmir. Now this is interesting. I could declare war on Kashmir, which would bring in Jaipur and Tabaristan. And then I could actually take stuff from Jaipur. And Malwa would come in and help. This might be the war that we want to do. Right, okay. Who else was that was going to come in? No, it's Kashmir that we want to declare on. We declare war on Kashmir. And you being in Tabaristan now, what do you have? 11,000 troops. That I think we can probably deal with. I would like to have some of my stacks a little bit stronger. Let's just start moving some people up the coast, just so that we are in a position to try and jump on Jaipur. In fact, I think I want to move one of the armies over in this direction as well. So we'll have armies on two borders. And you guys can come up there and get ready. Right, are we at our full force limit now? We are indeed. So the first thing I want to try and do is grab some of these provinces here, just so that I can feed them to my vassal. Noble regiments, tax and manpower modifier in one estate. State gains loyalty or loses stability. How long does that last for? I don't really want my manpower modifier going down. Surat, where is Surat? Let's get you there first. We'll be a little bit outnumbered, but I think we might be able to deal with them. This is also the mercenary army as well. So we might be able to sort them out. Let's also just... Oh, no, got the army selected. Let's just go ahead and continue to improve some relations with Malwa, because we are going to need them in this war. We'll allow our army to arrive there. And we'll pop the button. Hopefully our army wins. But, of course, our army doesn't win because the AI, even though it doesn't have any leader, just gets multiple better rolls than me. So, let's go ahead and bring over the other army. I should not be getting beaten up by rebels. That's actually quite terrible. And these guys are going to go and try and retreat halfway down the country, which is not a good thing. I need you guys to come back up here. So, we'll be coming back soon. That's a bit of local autonomy. It's a problem, but it's not the end of the world. We'll repay these loans. Can't repay that one, unfortunately. Right, you guys, get up here. We need to go and deal with this before we deal with anything else. We are losing money at the moment, but that's probably because we are reinforcing. Yeah, mostly that's going to be reinforcement. We need to try and take these guys out. Luckily, they don't really recover all that quickly, so jumping in isn't going to be too much of a problem. Right, they are moving down into this province. Well, that's fine. We'll get everybody together. And we will move in with the whole lot, I think. Should be able to deal with them before they manage to take that. We haven't got a river crossing. We do have a terrain penalty this time around. They still don't have a leader. Of course, they're rolling a 9. Still rolling considerably better than me. Finally, we got a slightly better roll. And there we go. We've dealt with more rebels at the cost of losing half of our troops. Actually, you can go up there and the other ones are going to come and move over here. So we need to wait for these guys to get reinforced now before I get involved in another war. There's another flipping loan. So we just paid one loan off and then had to take another one out because of the massive amounts of attrition we're making. Still involved in that war. We managed to take that back. That is fine. So how much manpower have we lost now? Nearly 6,000, which is not great. Need 6,000 manpower to. We don't even have enough manpower in the bank to fully reinforce all of these. So that's going to take quite some time. We probably do want to go for quantity ideas at some point. Are we involved? No, they're involved in another war. It's not one that I have to deal with. That is good. Thinking about turning some of these forts off soon. Doesn't look like Nepal are doing an awfully good job up there. I think we'll leave on some of these forts, but this one doesn't need to be on. This one doesn't need to be on, and this one doesn't need to be on. So let's try and concentrate on getting back into the green. We are making some money, actually, so that's not too bad. I'd love to be able to take this land at some point. Now that plan about jumping on Jainpur still possibly exists. Now it was done by going to war with Kashmir. Malwa would still come in. See, my problem with doing it at the moment is I don't have any manpower. That's what makes it all problematic. And if we could do this without Jainpur coming in, it would be absolutely fantastic. But I think they're always going to accept here. Yeah, plus 73. So they're definitely... Well, there's only... yeah, plus 73. These guys only have positive 8 of coming in because they're in debt. That said, their army's so small, I'm not bothered about them. It's Jainpur. But this is mainly... We want Jainpur to come in, actually, because it's the whole point of doing that war. We want Jainpur to come in so we can try and take some of this land from them. And I do have my vassals that can help, although most of their armies seem to be off helping Nepal. I say helping Nepal. They seem to be off getting killed and giving... much as saying that, Nepal actually have positive war scores somehow. Don't know how that's going on up there. You guys get up to that province. It's still coastal. You are still rebuilding. We have no manpower at all. Glad we do still have some of the mercenaries around. So, Jainpur, how big are your armies at the moment? Because you're going to be the main contender in this particular war. You have 32,000. That is a lot. Now, if Malwa comes in to help, Malwa's got 21,000. So, Malwa could potentially help here. If they do actually come in and get involved. I still would love to be at full strength before doing it. Minus 10% global trade power or gain 1 inflation. We'll take the inflation, as unfortunate as that is. We're 100% sucked up to Malwa. We might as well carry on and get a little bit more with them. They're my only real ally in this. We are allied with Nepal, but they've already proven that they're not all that useful. Lose a base tax and the estates gain loyalty, or the estates can lose loyalty. Well, I don't want to lose base tax, so let's let them be disloyal for a while. What about Bengal? What about if we wanted to go and declare a war over here? Yep, you've got a lot of guys that would come in to help you, and that would include us fighting Malwa as well. So I still think fighting against Jainpur at the moment is probably the best thing to do. I'm a little bit worried, though, about... a stack coming down from this other war. So I think we are going to wait just a little while. We've lost our admin guy. None of these things are really all that useful. We'll take the prestige guy, because we're already at max stability, so we don't need to buy that any down. And we are sort of slipping behind time. We still haven't been able to westernize yet. Yeah, I'm just a little bit worried that one of these armies is going to find its way down here, and I don't necessarily want to have to deal with that if they do. Did I lose a general at some point? No, we've got a general there. He's just so bad he doesn't actually show us having any pips. That's all that's going on there. We could potentially just move in there and try and crush that army. I mean, it's a Chinese army. It might work. Although, again, I'd be losing more manpower to get involved in a war that I'm not all that bothered about. I don't really care all that much what happens to Nepal. We'll sort that out later. So we could go ahead and grab economic ideas, plus 10% national tax modifier. Tech-wise, we are dropping behind again, but that's going to happen pretty much anyway, I think. If we'll also get the extra tolerance of heretics and heathens for doing this, so let's go ahead and grab the idea. That'll get us some additional money coming in. Minus 10% national tax modifier or loser stability. Well, we'll take that one. It'll get their loyalty back. We do lose 10% tax modifier, and that's just offsetting what we've got from our policy there, so from our idea. So we should be okay there. Okay, let's go ahead and get some fighting done. I did say I wanted to be able to declare war, but to be honest, we just need to get something done here. So let's go and get into a position. We can't actually get through here anyway because we don't have open borders with anyone. We can't get through Jampur. So we can't sit in there, but we can go and sit up in that province. That's what we're going to do then. We'll go and see if we can go and jump on those guys. But I'll actually do that in the next video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying EU4 as Barat. I'll see you on the next video. And until then, goodbye for now.